I am speaking to you now, and I want you to be fully awake as these words enter your spirit and steady your heart. I am the one who formed you, the one who has seen every tear that never touched your cheek because it evaporated in the heat of your fear, the one who heard every conversation you were never invited to, and the one who knows the end from the beginning. Listen, Archangel Michael stands at your door with my instruction, and the message is not to scare you but to separate you from what has been secretly draining you. They are sick and tired of you, says Michael, not because you have done evil, but because your light refuses to bow to their shadow. They are already in the last process of what they planned. The final strokes of a scheme born from jealousy and fatigue with your resilience. Open quickly to me. I am here. Do not delay your heart. Do not close your ears. I will not let you be swallowed by a plot that I saw before the first whisper began. You have wondered why the air felt heavy around certain names, why your own room felt crowded when you were alone, why your energy sank after certain calls. It is because agreements were written in murmurs, and you were the subject of meetings you were not invited to. They called your kindness naive, they mistook your patience for weakness, they treated your silence as surrender. But you were not surrendering, you were listening. You thought you were waiting for them to change. In truth, you were waiting for me to reveal. And I am revealing now. The last process means the last mask. The last process means they are reaching for the final lever they think will undo you. But there is a lock inside you that belongs to me, and no lever fashioned by impatience, anger, or envy can unseat what I have sealed. I have watched how you tried to keep peace, carrying extra weight so others could travel light, giving explanations when you owed none, apologizing in rooms where your only crime was shining. They are tired of you because your growth demands they look at their own stagnation, and that mirror terrified them. To remain comfortable, they decided to make you smaller. They painted you difficult, dramatic, unreliable, selfish. And yet, in the secret accounting of your days, I saw you choose compassion again and again. I watched you share resources that you needed. I saw you smile after a day that should have ended in a flood. I have kept record. I have measured every kind word that received mockery for payment and every sacrifice that yielded silence. My judgment is not like theirs. My timing is not like theirs. They are in the last process, but I am in the first light of your next season. Archangel Michael is not coming to negotiate. He is coming to close doors with finality. You will feel the swing of it in your bones. You will hear the latch in your spirit. You will not have to argue or prove yourself. The proof will be the peace that appears after the noise stops. I am not extracting you to punish them, I am extracting you to prevent you from tiring in a battle I never called you to fight. You have confused endurance with assignment. You stayed where I only asked you to pass through. You built a nest in the scaffolding. You cultivated a garden in a hallway. I am proud of your heart, but I am jealous over your purpose. I did not seed you in this generation so that you would be a perennial in the soil of someone else's confusion. You are a tree of testimony, and you require a wind that they cannot tolerate. Listen carefully now. There is a conversation scheduled without you in it. There is a message drafted without your name, a meeting arranged to finalize what they believe is the closure they deserve. But I am intercepting. Their last process meets my first verdict. Every system they tried to align against you will collapse under the weight of my correction. I will not harm them, I will halt them. I will not embarrass them, I will expose the truth so that even they cannot misinterpret what is happening. It will feel like a sudden pause, as if a hand pressed gently but firmly against the center of a spinning wheel. The room will become still. The words will lodge in the throat. The text will remain unsent. The agreement will become uneasy. The timeline will bend. The pen will run out of ink at the signature line. Remember this: when timing thins and pens fail, it is not coincidence, it is guardianship. You are not paranoid, you are prophetic. Your discernment has been accurate, though it felt like loneliness dressed in questions. You sensed the edges fraying even when everyone smiled, and you felt the cold drift into the room when your name entered the air. I am teaching you to trust what I placed within you, the instrument that rings when something is misaligned. You called it anxiety, I call it a bell of wisdom. When it rings, pause. When it rings, step back. When it rings, stop explaining yourself to people married to their misunderstanding. Some are committed to keeping you small because your expansion requires them to admit they refuse the call to grow. They are sick and tired of you because your excellence is an indictment of their excuses, but now we shift. I am adjusting your environment the way a gardener shifts a precious plant from shade to sun. The move looks abrupt. The roots tremble. The soil clings and then releases. But the purpose is light. You have outgrown the pot that once saved you. What once contained your nourishment now constrains your future. The walls that felt like safety have become walls that stunt. I am breaking the pot gently. You will hear the crack as relationships that were once your whole vocabulary become one-syllable words. Do not glue what I am breaking. Do not call a rescue when I am writing an exodus. Remember, the Red Sea looked like a threat until I walked you through it. Archangel Michael stands with a sword of clarity. Clarity is a sword because it divides. It divides truth from almost truth, love from attachment, loyalty from habit, mentorship from manipulation, and community from convenience. You have carried people who only wanted you when you were easy to carry. They celebrated your harvest but refused your winter, cheered your laughter but ignored your tears, consumed your ideas but withheld their credit. Clarity will slice through the rhetoric. Clarity will cut the tie you kept readying after it snapped. And you will be surprised at how light you feel afterward. The heaviness you called normal was not normal. It was spiritual gravity employed by those who wanted you stuck in their orbit. They are already in the last process. Listen to the kindness hidden in that warning. This means you will not be required to live your next season looking over your shoulder. When my rescue comes, it is thorough. I do not transplant you with thorns still tangled around your ankles. I do not move you with nets still hanging from your shoulders. I free you and then move you. My rescue does not leave residue that becomes tomorrow's trap. The last process will die of starvation because I am removing their access to your energy. They do not hate you, they hate that they cannot own you. They are not sick of you, they are sick of their reflection in your courage. Prayer has changed your face, and it is disorienting them. Your yes to me has made their no to purpose feel louder. This is not your fault. This is not your burden to fix. Put down the need to be understood by those committed to confusion. Put down the guilt of outgrowing the room you once begged to be invited into. Now hear my instructions, because safety and elevation dwell in obedience. First, close the door at the level of your boundaries. Answer fewer questions and ask more of me. You do not owe an itinerary to people who misused your transparency. You owe your next breath to wisdom, and wisdom says, choose your audience. You poured gold into palms that were never going to shape it into crowns. It is time to invest your treasure where it becomes architecture. Second, protect your mornings. The first hour of the day is the steering wheel of your week. In that hour, speak to me before you touch your phone. There are messages designed to press your spirit into old shapes as soon as your eyes open. Interrupt them by opening heaven first. Third, organize what I gave you. Write down the plan that keeps visiting your imagination at inconvenient hours. Name the project that refuses to be quiet. Outline the steps. The plan is your ark. Build it before the reign of opportunity begins. When the door opens, you must be a steward, not a spectator. You will watch some faces turn away because their access to your peace was their convenience, not their covenant. Bless them and let them go. Letting go is not the opposite of love, sometimes it is the purest form of it. You cannot heal people by becoming their cushion for consequences. You cannot tutor someone out of jealousy. You cannot counsel someone out of sabotage. Love them with distance and pray for them with integrity, and then face forward. I have placed new names on the path ahead, people who speak your language without needing your translation, allies who will not punish your brilliance. Rooms where your questions are welcomed because curiosity is currency there. I am aligning you with those who do not see you as competition, but as collaboration. You asked me, why does everything feel like a final exam? Because promotion is at the door. Promotions never arrive in gift wrap, they arrive in pressure. They arrive disguised as last-minute problems, urgent demands, and the necessity to clarify. That is why you feel fatigued. That is why sleep sometimes refuses you. That is why your appetite shifted. You are shedding. Your body knows what your mouth has not said out loud. The season is ending. I need you to hydrate your spirit with hope. Hope is not denial, hope is stamina. Keep your posture. Continue the work that bears your name. There is a date marked in your calendar that you have not seen yet. On that date, a gate opens that renders today's battles strangely small. Let that assurance be a pillow for your mind tonight. Now about what they planned. The strategy was to reduce your credibility, reroute your resources, and replace your voice in rooms that your sweat built. They assembled a narrative by collecting your worst days and ignoring your best ones. They made a collage of your mistakes and called it a portrait. But I am the artist, and I do not paint with gossip. I paint with blood and breath and mercy. My portrait of you is generous and accurate. I see the context in which your choices were made. I see the courage it took to apologize. I see the humility it took to start again when quitting would have been applauded by the tired. I rule in your favor. I assign Michael to patrol the border of your name. Every story told about you must pass through the filter of my truth, and lies will wither at the root. Watch for this. A person you do not expect will suddenly defend you in a room you are not in. They will say, "That is not accurate," and the temperature will change. This is my doing. This is how I fertilize your future with a justice that leaves no bitterness behind. Do not answer accusation with performance. Do not try to be perfect to earn what I have already given freely. You will not audition for love in this season. You will inhabit it. You will not harvest by arguing, you will harvest by consistency. Put your head down and finish what you started. Excellence is about to embarrass envy. Consistency is about to silence criticism. Results are about to turn the volume down on rumor. Walk, even if your ribs still remember the pressure of panic. Walk, even if your knees shake. The ground beneath you is promise-coded, it recognizes your print. Every step you take toward the life I designed responds with a yes that the earth itself can hear. I am reintroducing you to yourself without the costumes that survival forced you to wear. You are not dramatic. You are detailed. You are not too much, you are measureless. You are not hard to love, you are hard to fool. I placed a vault inside you, values, vision, vows, and the combination cannot be guessed by anyone who refuses integrity. Those who grew tired of you were actually tired of being accountable to the standard that your presence required. I relieve you of the responsibility to manage their discomfort. Release them into the classroom of their own choices while you step into the sanctuary of your assignment. There will be signs. The first sign, a sudden ease in an area that has always been complicated, as if a knot that lived in your chest quietly unties. The second sign, something you lost will return better than it left. And you will marvel at the timing. The third sign, a conversation that once triggered you will now bore you, and you will recognize that as healing, not apathy. The fourth sign, you will meet a stranger who speaks to your future like they have known you for years. They are not an accident but an answer. The fifth sign, your rest will deepen, and your ideas will wake you gently instead of chasing you aggressively. Count these as anchors when waves try to recall your old name. Do not be surprised if old doors knock again, wearing new paint. Not every opportunity is a rescue, not every invitation is a return. You will discern by the fruit, if the invitation requires you to shrink. Decline. If it demands you to betray your boundaries, decline. If it insists you ignore the bell of wisdom within you, decline. But if it challenges you to grow without erasing you, if it honors your process while expecting your best, if it speaks to your purpose and not just your pain, consider it. I am not moving you into isolation, I am moving you into alignment. Isolation was the symptom of a misaligned circle. Alignment will feel like community that breathes, like conversation that plants seeds, like laughter that does not cost your self-respect. You have cried, why me? And I answer, because you are able. Able to endure and not harden. Able to love without losing yourself. Able to carry beauty without worshipping the mirror. Able to hold authority without confusing it for permission to harm. I am building a legacy through you that will outlive the noise of this moment. Your name will not be remembered for the rumor, but for the restoration that followed it. The story will not be they tried to break you, but they tried, and glory still grew. Your testimony will not be a museum of wounds, but a gallery of healings. You will point to scars and talk about resurrection. You will point to deserts and talk about rivers. You will point to empty rooms and talk about the homes I filled with laughter after. Open quickly to me means open your hands. Release what you have been clutching because you thought it was all that would ever come. I have more. I have better. I have different. Do not idolize the familiar. The familiar tried to leash you. The familiar threatened to leave you if you told the truth. The familiar charged rent for a place I gave you for free. You owe nobody your silence to keep a peace that injures you. You are permitted to live loud in the language of your purpose. This is not rebellion, this is redemption. I am not asking you to be harsh, I am teaching you to be holy, and holiness is health. Health will sometimes sound like no spoken gently. Health will sometimes look like turning your phone face down. Health will sometimes feel like losing a crowd and gaining a core, I am rethreading your days with opportunities aligned to your design. Work will flow from who you are, not from what you fear. Provision will attach to assignment like a shadow that does not leave when the light shifts. You will not chase what already recognizes you. You will prepare and it will knock. You will study and it will arrive. You will practice and the door will open for the version of you that can stay once it opens. I am not giving you a moment, I am giving you a mantle. Moments can be stolen, mantles cannot. A moment can be sabotaged by rumor, a mantle is proof against the weather of opinion. The final stage of their process collides with the unveiling of yours. This is not revenge, this is revelation. What is hidden becomes clear. What is crooked straightens, what is heavy finds a shelf. Walk softly but steadily. Thank me under your breath while you wash dishes, while you ride buses, while you answer emails, while you sign contracts, while you decline invitations that do not honor your call. Gratitude is not denial of the difficulty, it is agreement with my design. You are stepping into a room that your past cannot afford to enter. Leave it at the threshold. Do not bring self-suspicion inside. Do not bring rehearsed apologies inside. Do not bring the costume of smallness inside. Come as the person I have been introducing you to in dream and whisper, the one who knows they are loved, the one who knows they are sent. The one who knows they are guarded, now lift your head. I am with you. I am ahead of you. I am around you. Michael remains in position until the transition completes. He is not sentimental, he is faithful. And I am not indecisive, I am intentional. I will finish what I start. I will clean what I cleanse. I will heal what I touch. The story they wrote in secret will be replaced by the testimony I write in the open, and your very life will read, line by line, like a letter of mercy addressed to those who doubted that goodness could survive the gossip of a crowded room. You will live, and you will not spend your breath proving it. You will build, and you will not spend your days defending your right to build. You will become, and you will not apologize for surviving the season that preferred you would not. Open quickly, beloved. Place your hand in mine. Feel how steady it is. Hear how calm my voice remains. The storm outside is simply the ceremony of change. Let it thunder. Let the rain insist. While it does, we are moving your furniture into a future where your peace does not depend on anyone's permission. The last process they trusted will end in an empty harvest. The first light I am giving you will begin in a small room with a window you will learn to love. Sit there often. Dream there daily. Work there deeply. Outside, they will search for the version of you that agreed to shrink. Inside, you will grow into the name I whispered over you before the world tried to rename you. And every morning, when you wake, you will know, the hand that guards you did not sleep, and the promise that carries you did not age. I am here. I am not late. You are right on time that I am speaking to you now with a tenderness that wraps around your heart like warm light at dawn, and I am speaking with authority that will not fail you. Hear me, because I am not late. Hear me, because I have measured the path beneath your feet and I have seen where the stones have bruised you and where the dust of rejection tried to cling to your soul like a second skin. Hear me, because my love is not a rumor and my promise is not a rumor and your destiny is not a rumor. The storms have called you by the wrong name, but I have called you by your true name, and what I call is established. You do not belong to the accusations that have been cast like nets over your life. You belong to the word I spoke over you at the beginning when I said, "Live," and you began to live. Archangel Michael stands beside you as I speak, and he says into the marrow of your bones, they are sick and tired of you because you carry a brightness they cannot control. They are sick and tired of you because you keep outlasting the traps that were meant to keep you grazing at the edge of an unfinished promise. They are sick and tired of you because you do not fit the story they have tried to write for you. And because you learned in secret how to get back up when nobody expected you to rise. Do not be surprised when tired eyes misunderstand the light. Do not be surprised when the last process begins to move, when doors that were rusted shut groan and open, when signatures that once stalled suddenly flow like a river. You are already in the last process. Do not speak to this season as if it belongs to delay. Claim it as the room where the ink dries and the seal is pressed and the delivery begins its final journey to your door. I have watched the minutes you thought were wasted, and I have woven them into the hour you are standing in now. I have seen you count coins of courage in the midnight. I have watched you rinse disappointment from your eyes before anyone else awakened. I have listened to the prayers you did not know how to word and I kept them all like precious oil. Now I pour them back over your head, and they run down as favor, as clarity, as strength you don't have to manufacture. The field you sowed in tears is not a graveyard. It is an orchard on the edge of harvest. The branches bend because the fruit is heavy. The ground trembles because the promise has weight. Archangel Michael says, "Open quickly. Open quickly the gate of your expectation. Open quickly the envelope of your faith. Open quickly the window you had kept shut to keep out the wind, because the wind is not coming to scatter you but to carry your answered prayer across the distance you once feared. Open quickly the words in your mouth and speak life where you once rehearsed loss. Open quickly the box where you hid your dream, because I have come to breathe on that dream again until it stretches and stands and begins to walk toward the future I announced for you. You are not too late for what I have perfectly timed. You are not too complicated for what I designed with you in mind. You are not too broken for what I mend with a touch. I am the one who makes all things new without discarding the treasure of who you are. They called you too much and then not enough and then both at the same time. I call you chosen. They called you trouble. I call you testimony. They called you difficult. I call you different on purpose. They called you a problem to be managed. I call you a promise to be manifested. When their words rise like dust, shake them from your feet and keep walking. When their voices try to narrate your ending, remember I write the final line and I sign the page with peace. There is a hush at the edge of your story right now, not because hope has left, but because heaven is listening for your agreement. Say yes. Say yes to being loved beyond what you earned. Say yes to being led beyond what you planned. Say yes to walking out of rooms that trained you to apologize for breathing. Say yes to the last process, because it is not the end of you, it is the end of what tried to end you. I have dispatched alignment. That is why some connections loosen without your permission. That is why some conversations end mid-sentence and some doors do not open no matter how you knock. It is not rejection, it is redirection. I am thinning the crowd so that you can hear me clearly. I am removing hands that only know how to take so that I can place in yours the keys that require sacred handling. I am silencing the chorus of comparison so that you can sing again in your own voice. I am steadying your steps where you felt shaky, and I am teaching you to run where you used to crawl. You will not be haunted by the hallway, you will be held by the home. Archangel Michael says there are papers moving on your behalf that you cannot see. There are approvals coming from places that once ignored you. There are reconciliations queuing at the border of your life, waiting for your yes to peace. There is a messenger already on the road with news you forgot to hope for. There are names falling off your back that you never agreed to carry. There are labels dissolving in the river of my word. There is a fresh garment being placed on your shoulders now, a garment that will not snag on old thorns, a garment that fits your becoming. Wear it. Wear the ease I give you. Wear the authority you inherit as my beloved. Wear the calm that terrifies the storm. I am not asking you to pretend you were never wounded. I am asking you to bring your wounds to me without arranging them like trophies. Let me wash them. Let me show you the difference between a scar that tells a story and a chain that keeps the story from moving forward. Let me teach you how to pour oil on what once bled. Let me show you how to bless the day you survived and still choose joy for the day that is coming. The future is not demanding a performance from you, it is inviting your presence. Stand in it. Stand in the room you used to decorate only in your imagination. Stand in the conversation that once made your voice tremble. Stand in the certainty that I have not brought you this far to leave you speaking to walls. They do not understand why you keep living. They do not understand why your laughter returns after long winters. They do not understand why you can walk past what used to conquer you without bowing. They are sick and tired of the endurance they cannot explain. This is not a reason to apologize, this is your evidence. The table I prepare in the presence of those who misunderstood you is not for gloating, it is for grace. Eat without bitterness. Drink without suspicion. Let your heart learn a new rhythm that is not defined by survival but by abundance. You are moving from bracing for impact to receiving the impact of blessing. You are moving from scanning the horizon for danger to scanning it for delivery. You are moving from rehearsing farewell speeches to writing welcome notes to the answers I am sending. Archangel Michael says, "Do not negotiate with shadows. When the old fear knocks, answer with light. When accusation tries to subpoena your past, present the cross. When shame tries to explain why you are disqualified, introduce it to the mercy that has already chosen you. When weariness tells you to lower your expectations, lift them higher and rest under them like a tent. When confusion whispers that you are lost, let wisdom take your hand and say, 'This is the way.' You do not need to predict every turn. You need to follow the peace I place like breadcrumbs across your path. One step, then another, and you will discover that the valley had an exit you could not see until you walked. Open quickly. Open your journal and write what I am saying so you can reread it when the wind gets loud. Open your hands and release the worry you have been clutching like a requirement. Open your eyes to the subtle kindness in your day, do not let it pass uncounted. Open your mouth to bless your own journey, do not curse what I am blessing. Open your heart to the possibility that good news can find you twice in the same week, that miracles can arrive out of order, that healing can show up without a witness, that favor can do in a day what effort could not do in a year. Do not argue with ease when I send it. You worked hard to survive. Now learn how to cooperate with grace. You will feel the calendar turn inside you before anyone else sees it. That is why the last process will look quiet to them and loud to you. You will sense the hinge of a season while the world still calls at the same door. Trust what I am teaching you to recognize. Your discernment is not paranoia, it is partnership. Your vision is not delusion, it is training. Your hope is not naivete, it is oxygen for the fire I placed within you. I have not made you a slave to alarms, I have made you a steward of announcements. Announce to your own heart, the winter is over in me. Announce to your own mind, scarcity is not my teacher anymore. Announce to your atmosphere, I will not repeat the language of loss when the vocabulary of life has been given to me. I am recoloring the memories that have been trying to dictate your palette. Where everything looked gray, I am restoring shade and brightness and warmth until gratitude becomes your first language again. I am untying the knots you placed around your own voice to keep it from being misunderstood. Speak. Speak gently, speak courageously, but speak. Your silence served a purpose for a season, now your sound will serve a promise. The world needs your yes more than your permission slip. The assignment on you is not fragile, it is fortified by every moment you chose to get up when nobody else saw the bed. Your faith is not a performance, it is the family resemblance you carry from me. Archangel Michael says there are last-minute strategies from darkness that will try to delay the signing, the sending, the settling, but they will not prosper because the clock you live by is not theirs. The last process is protected. The final review comes under my light. The courier of your answer is escorted. The gate of release has watchers on either side who do not sleep. You will not be tricked by a counterfeit door. Peace will check the passport at every threshold. You will not be bullied by deadlines. Favor will extend the time if needed and accelerate it when ready. You will not be deceived by noise. Wisdom will translate the moment. Lift your head. You are not being tested for punishment. You are being measured for placement. The weight of glory on your life requires a structure that can hold it. Gather your strength, beloved. Not the brittle, teeth-gritted strength that holds the breath and hopes to make it through the hour, but the river-deep strength that flows from knowing you are not alone. Breathe. Breathe like someone who belongs to a future that did not collapse. Breathe like someone who has permission to live. Breathe like someone who understands that the rejection of others is not a referendum on your worth. I am not pacing heaven wringing my hands over your timeline. I am seated. I am settled. I am with you. And when I am with you, the desert becomes a corridor and the night becomes a canopy and the mountain becomes a pulpit for good news. Open quickly, not because I am fragile, but because your heart is ready. Open quickly, not because the blessing will vanish, but because your consent invites it closer. Open quickly, not because you are about to miss something random, but because you are about to meet what has been appointed. Let the locks turn. Let the hinges sing. Let the papers align. Let the door swing. Let your yes be clean and unafraid. Let your no to the counterfeits be gentle and final. Let your pace be steady and your posture be grateful. Let the old narratives be quiet now, they have had their turn, and they have told their lies, and they are dismissed, they are sick and tired of you, but you are not fueled by their fatigue. You are carried by my faithfulness. They are sick and tired of your resilience, but I will keep pouring oil on your head until endurance becomes delight. They are sick and tired of your return after every fall, but I have taught you how to return as one who has learned. You will not come back to the same battle without new armor. You will not come back to the same conversation with the same boundaries. You will not come back to the same need without new provision. The cycle ends where the covenant begins. And the covenant has begun, Archangel Michael says. Stand still for a moment and let heaven measure you for the robe you are about to wear. It will feel light and strong at the same time. It will remind you that carrying glory is not the same as carrying guilt. It will fit around your shoulders without choking your voice. It will make room for your growth. Wear it as you sign the final pages. Wear it as you step across the threshold. Wear it when you greet the day that used to scare you. Wear it when you sit at the table where you once felt small. The robe will not make you arrogant, it will make you accurate. It will remind you that humility is agreement with truth, not pretending to be less than you are. This is your instruction for the hours ahead. Protect your peace as if it were a passport. Answer the door only for joy, courage, wisdom, and clarity. Keep the lamps trimmed with small obediences. Practice stillness for a few minutes each day so that your spirit remains tuned to my whisper. Speak blessing over the place you live, let your walls hear the future in your voice. Refuse to rehearse rumors, give your energy to realities I have promised. Do not magnify the voice that is already fading, cultivate the voice that is eternal. Put your ear to my chest and count the breaths of hope I am breathing into the room. It is safe now to expect goodness. I bless your hands to hold what is arriving. I bless your feet to be swift without hurry. I bless your eyes to recognize provision even when it comes disguised as a small beginning. I bless your mouth to release kindness that disarms the remnants of battle. I bless your sleep to reset the story your body has been telling about fear. I bless your morning to find you ready, not frantic. I bless your dwelling to exhale the fragrance of hope. I bless your relationships to align with the future, and I bless your heart to believe again without bargaining, open quickly. You are already in the last process. The angels are not confused. The timing is not random. The page is turning and you do not have to push it, you only have to be present when it moves. You will not miss what has your name on it. You will not be punished for choosing joy. You will not be disqualified by the opinions that were never assigned to qualify you. You will not be stranded between what was and what will be. My hand is on your shoulder. My word is in your mouth. My light goes before you. My goodness follows after you. My love surrounds you like a shield that does not fail. Walk now. Breathe now. Receive now. Let the worry fall behind like a garment you outgrew. Let the memory of survival transform into the wisdom of flourishing. Let your heart feel the strength that was promised in the night and delivered in the morning. Let grace do what grind could not. Let favor carry what force could not. Let peace accomplish what panic never could. The season of begging your own life to begin is over. The season of beginning is here. And I, the Lord who calls you beloved, will complete what I have started in you.